Okay, this is a Packard Bell Pack-Mate 3987CD. Okay, so here's the front of it. Power LED, hard drive activity LED, reset button, 3.5 inch floppy drive, power buttons right here, and I believe this is a 2X CD-ROM drive. I'm pretty sure it's the original that was in this computer, so it's pretty old. And this computer was made in about 1994 or 1993, I think. Okay, so, and it has the original Intel Pentium 75 MHz processor. Okay, so here's the back of it. The power supply is right behind here. PS2 keyboard, mouse port, serial port, parallel port, and VGA output. Here's the modem. Here's the sound card with a game port. And here's the Scuzzy controller card, which it wasn't original to the system. I put it in here so I could use a zip drive with this computer. So let me open it up and show you what's inside. Okay, so here's the inside of the computer. You can see here that here's all the IDE connectors. The IDE connector for the top bay. Here's a riser board right here with the ISA and PCI card slots, as you can see here. What I found weird about this, if someone can tell me why they did this, can leave a comment in the description, but there are only 4 slots here. But as you can see, there's one empty PCI slot, even though there's no free, I guess, place for the card that would plug into here to be exposed on the back. But anyway, here's the CPU. Like I said before, it's an Intel Pentium 75 MHz. Under here we have 228 pin SIMs, each 60 megabytes with, I think it's 8 megabytes of onboard memory. So that equals 40 megabytes. Down here we have a Western Digital hard drive, which is not the original hard drive. The original hard drive was a Seagate 700, I think, 67 megabyte hard drive. This is a 2.1 gigabyte Western Digital hard drive. Under here, it has a Cirrus Logic integrated video card, slots for cache memory, and back there underneath the drive cage, the PC speaker. And as you can see, here's all the plugs that connect it to the front panel LEDs here, and a fan right here. So yeah, that's basically. Oh yeah, and then down there is a Dallas, what's it called? I guess onboard clock. Onboard clock module. It's not dead. The battery still works perfectly fine. Keeps its CMOS settings and everything. Here's the power supply, which is 150 watt and 5 volt, 12 volt outputs for the drives and the motherboard. And 56K modem on the bottom ISA slot, and a crystal audio card. Guess it's a proprietary Packard Bell card because some of the chips are labeled with a Packard Bell. So I'll hook this up to a keyboard, monitor, mouse, and speakers and boot it up. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got it all hooked up to the mouse. The original keyboard. I used to have the original mouse, but I don't know where that is. These are the original speakers that came with the original monitor, which I also have. But I'm not using it because this monitor has a higher refresh rate and it's a better screen. So it'll appear better on the camera. That's the main reason I'm using it. And here I have the Scuzzy Zip Drive. You can see in the back. It's the Scuzzy one. If you can see the Scuzzy symbol there. And let's turn on the computer. Turn on the monitor. And it's now starting up on Windows 95. See, as you can see, there's almost no lines or any interference on the screen due to low refresh rate. This computer has a pretty high refresh rate. I mean, this monitor has a pretty high refresh rate. Okay, so here it is booted into Windows 95. Let's go to computer. Okay, so here's the device manager. It has a NEC CD-ROM drive 271. Cirrus Logic 5434 PCI graphics card, but it is integrated as I showed you earlier. Standard modem. Let's see. Has an Adaptec AIC 7850 PCI SCSI controller. And it has an Aztech Sound Galaxy Washington 16 sound card. And a game port joystick, obviously, since I showed you that was on the card. And under my computer, like I said before, it has a 2.1 gigabyte hard drive, but the partition is only 1.96 gigabytes. Removable disk E. The zip drive, which I'll show you now. Zip disk. The zip drive is actually very helpful to use at this computer because I can store a lot of data on there and I don't have to like burn it to a CD or anything, and it works perfectly with this computer. So open it there, and as you can see, there it is. I'll open a folder and you can see the activity light flashes for a second. So yeah, here's the contents of the zip drive. That's pretty much it. So I'll just shut it down. Oh, and also I have Microsoft Office 2007 installed using the Office 2097 disk. 97, not 2007. And now I'll just turn off the computer. And that's basically it. It's the Packard Bell Pack-Mate 3987 CD.